Hey, good day to you. This is Todd. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word. We're going to try this today. Our little girl was sleeping here, and so we'll see if she stays sleeping. Anyway, Myrna thought it'd be a good idea if I carried the baby with me for a little bit. And usually she's pretty content being in the carrier that I have here. So let's see how far this goes. Today is Christmas week, and you can see we have a few of the decorations still up. And we're going to be talking today. Yesterday we read from Luke 2. We're going to continue on in Luke 2, starting at verse 22 today. And this is when Jesus is taken to the temple. Our little girl here is 3 months old now. So it'd be roughly the same age. It'd be younger that Jesus would have been taken to the temple. And keep in mind, from Bethlehem to Jerusalem is only 6 or 7 miles. It wasn't a huge journey, but they took him to the temple. And it's interesting what events took place there. Let me read there. And I'm going to be reading from my Bible here, from the NIV, and it's the waterproof Bible. In case the baby spits up on it, who cares? Wipe it off and you're good to go. Luke 22, all the way down to verse 40. All right, it says this: When the time came for the purification rites required by the law of Moses, Joseph and Mary took him to Jerusalem to present him to the Lord. As it is written in the law of the Lord, every firstborn male is to be consecrated to the Lord, and to offer a sacrifice in keeping with what was said in the law of the Lord, a pair of doves or 2 young pigeons. Okay. Joseph and Mary were poor, so they would have used the sacrifice designed for the poor people. Now there was a man in Jerusalem called Simeon, who was righteous and devout. He was waiting for the consolation of Israel, and the Holy Spirit was on him. The consolation. He was waiting for the Messiah to come. All right. Verse 26. It had been revealed to him by the Holy Spirit that he would be, it would be revealed to him by the Holy Spirit that he would not die before he had seen the Lord's Messiah. Moved by the Spirit, he went into the temple courts. When the parents brought in the child Jesus to do for him what the custom of the law required, Simeon took him in his arms and praising God, saying, Sovereign Lord, as you have promised, you may now dismiss your servant in peace. That means you may now dismiss. That's a nicer way of saying you can let me die. I've done everything here, and now I can die because I saw the Messiah. Verse 30. For my eyes have seen your salvation, which you have prepared in the sight of all the nations, a light for the revelation to the Gentiles and the glory of your people Israel. This Messiah would be a light to the Gentiles, and it'd be reaching the nation of Israel. The child's father and mother marveled at what was said about him. Then Simeon blessed him and said to Mary his mother, The child is destined to cause the falling and rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be spoken against, so that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed, and a sword will pierce through your own soul too. That's a lot of. Let me reread that last thing there. What he said. Okay. Then Simeon blessed them and said to his mother Mary, This child is destined to cause failing and rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be spoken against, so that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed. When you have Jesus, the hearts of people are revealed, okay? That's a huge thing. You could preach quite a few hours just on that. And a sword will pierce through your own soul too, okay? Mary was to witness Jesus' crucifixion. That would pierce your soul. Verse 36, there was also a prophet, Anna, and the daughter of Phanuel, the tribe of Asher. She was very old, and she had lived with her husband 7 years after her marriage, and then left a widow. and then was a widow until she was 84. So she was married for 7 years. I don't know how old she was when she was married. But she's 84 years old, and she'd been a widow up until then. All right. She never left the temple, but worshipped night and day, fasting and praying. Coming up at that very moment, she gave thanks to the God and spoke about the child to all who were looking forward to the redemption of Israel. She was there like every time the doors were open, which was like every day. So she was there waiting for the Messiah and praying, prophesying. Verse 39, when Joseph and Mary had done everything required by the law of the Lord, they returned to Galilee, to their own town in Nazareth. And the child grew and became strong, and he was filled with wisdom and with grace, and the grace of God was on him. Okay? Two things I want you to see here. Well, one thing really is this, that God had showed he had promised the Messiah, and he had promised it to these two people, these two old people, and they were waiting a long time. It wasn't like just an overnight thing. These two people, Simeon and Anna, were waiting a long time for the Lord, and the Lord, in His time, revealed the Messiah to them. Okay, and then like Simeon had said, I've seen the Messiah now. Lord, take me away. You can take me home, because I can die now. So anyway, just very interesting what we can learn from this, and how God, He will reveal Himself to us. It might not be tomorrow, okay, but He will reveal Himself to us. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm just a regular dude walking in the Word, as we're celebrating Christmas week, and we're going to do one more episode this Christmas week before we move on. Lord's blessing to you. I'll see you tomorrow.